ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
Serious questions remain 3 days after a fiery wrong-way crash killed 3 people, including a married couple who worked for the San Diego Police Department. What the family of the wrong-way driver is revealing. Plus, the number of people getting the COVID-19 vaccine has slowed down drastically. A new approach doctors are taking to convince those who are still hesitant. And the new warning issued to beachgoers after another bluff collapse along our coast.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
Family members of the wrong-way driver who caused the fiery wreck that killed a married couple, both San Diego police officers, says they're in mourning. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Lindsay Pena. Ryan Park and Jamie Huntley Park were detectives and had been working for the department since 2012. ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer Kastner is joining us. And Jen, you spoke to the husband of the wrong-way driver.
Yes, Lindsay, I have been told by the medical examiner's office they're not yet releasing her name, but earlier today I spoke with a man over the phone who said he was her husband. They had been married for many years and he is devastated by this loss. Meanwhile, behind me, people continue to come by and leave flowers and messages for the fallen officers. Just about 30 minutes ago, we saw a group of SDPD officers come here to pay their respects in what has been a heartbreaking few days for the city of San Diego. Monday, serious questions remain about the woman who was driving this silver Civic the wrong way on the 5 freeway when it struck another car carrying 2 married detectives, killing all 3 people. ABC 10 News spoke to a man who said he's the husband of the woman who was driving the Civic. He gave few details, but did say they'd been married for 35 years and he was devastated. They plan to host a memorial in Los Angeles where his wife's family lives. ABC 10 News viewer Chris Rios shared dashcam video from Friday morning showing when he drifted away from his lane on the 5 South by Dairy Mart Road to avoid colliding with the Civic being driven the wrong way northbound. Seconds later, the Civic slammed into the car that the married detectives were riding in. Rios had said that he was going about 75 miles per hour and the Civic was doing at least 100. This past weekend, a gathering to remember the fallen officers, detectives Ryan Park and wife Jamie Huntley.
Laugh when you can. Always try to find a reason to smile. That was Jamie, and that was Ryan.
The two met in the academy, and both were promoted to detectives a few years ago.
Just 2 very amazing people that had nothing but just an amazing life, careers, everything ahead of them. Just such special people to be lost so soon is beyond tragic.
CHP is still investigating the cause of the collision. And CHP is in charge of this investigation. It's still unknown tonight whether drugs or alcohol were involved. Reporting live from downtown, Jennifer Kastner, ABC 10 News.
And just a few years ago, San Diego was one of the deadliest places in the state for wrong-way crashes. Team 10 investigator Adam Rakusin has been following the state's efforts to make the roads safer for years. He explains if the changes put in place are actually helping.
6 days ago, one person was killed in a wrong-way crash in the Carmel Valley area. 3 days later, another wrong-way crash on the 15 freeway in Fallbrook. Just a few hours after that crash, 3 people, including 2 San Diego police officers, Detective Ryan Park and Detective Jamie Huntley Park, were killed by a wrong-way driver on the 5 freeway near the 905 transition ramp. Dashcam captured the wrong-way driver moments before the deadly crash. Wrong-way crashes have been a problem that's plagued the San Diego area for years. In 2015, things got so bad, California lawmakers got involved and Caltrans developed a pilot program to try to prevent the deadly collisions.
Along Interstate 15, we'll have 60 off-ramps that will be augmented with additional signage as well as visual cues.
Caltrans installed and tested 2-way reflective pavement markers that show white or yellow to right-way drivers and red to wrong-way drivers. There were also wrong-way signs at the off-ramp, do not enter signs equipped with LED lights flashing 24 hours a day, and active monitoring systems that use radar to detect wrong-way drivers. The results?
We found that the 2-way reflective markers were the most effective at deterring wrong-way drivers. So before the study was even over, we started installing those along the state highway system.
Kirsten Tomlinson is a public information officer with Caltrans.
With the two-way reflectors specifically, it reduced wrong-way driving incidents by 44%.
Earlier this year, AAA and the NTSB warned of an increase in fatal wrong-way crashes across the country. Caltrans says the work continues in San Diego with a new pilot program aimed at preventing even more wrong-way drivers. Adam Rakusin, ABC 10 News.
According to the California Highway Patrol, there were 299 wrong-way collisions on state highways in San Diego County just last year. And Caltrans also told us that plans are underway to install wrong-way driver countermeasures on 3 exit ramps along Interstate 5 between San Diego and the border, including the location of Friday's crash. No timelines have been set at this point, and we still don't know exactly how that driver got onto the wrong side of the freeway. You can follow any developments surrounding this story by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
Now to the latest on coronavirus. We are just 8 days from California fully reopening, part of it made possible by the continued rollout of COVID vaccines. But the number of people getting vaccinated in San Diego County has slowed down dramatically. As ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala explains, doctors are now focusing on those still hesitant to get the shot.
More than 2 million San Diego County residents 12 and older have received at least 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. Now vaccination sites across the county are seeing a steady decline in the number of people lining up to get a shot.
There's been a decrease in the demand for the vaccines, and that is concerning.
Our county's triggers dashboard is all green, meaning the health officer's order will be modified soon, a positive sign that things are looking up. We should also find out on Tuesday if San Diego County officially moves into the yellow tier. This would give businesses like restaurants, gyms, bowling alleys, and much more an opportunity to expand indoor capacity this week, days ahead of the June 15th full reopening date. But misinformation is still spreading, causing some to have real fears of the vaccines. Health professionals like Dr. Abby Olulade with Sharp Reese Steely worry we could see problems returning if vaccine hesitancy continues while the state is reopening.
The virus hasn't gone away. It's actually gotten worse. It's changed and is now more transmissible.
She says one way to reach those still hesitant is by expanding the vaccine to be offered at primary care offices, although storage is still an issue.
The mRNA vaccines require ultra cold storage conditions, and so there has to be a shift towards that and providing that in doctors' offices. Primary care physicians are often a trusted person in their lives where they feel comfortable expressing their doubts and their fears.
Dr. Olulade says having important conversations and answering real questions directly is likely the best way to get more people on board.
We need to listen to people and to understand their reasons why in a very non-judgmental way.
Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Sharp Healthcare has administered nearly 600,000 doses since it started vaccinating San Diegans months ago. California has the lowest COVID-19 transmission levels in the U.S. The CDC categorizes low transmission when a state's 7-day case rate is under 10 per 100,000 residents, and its positivity rate is less than 5%. Among all of the 50 states, only California and Vermont met that benchmark. California sits at 7.8 cases per 100,000 people and a positivity rate of 3%. The designation underscores the state's continued progress of extinguishing COVID before its planned reopening June 15th. Meantime, New York is promising less COVID-19 restrictions if more residents get vaccinated. Today, Governor Andrew Cuomo said if 70% of adults have at least one shot, he will lift more of the rules. Right now, nearly 69% of New Yorkers have one dose. If the state hits its goal, capacity limits, social distancing, and contact tracing would become optional for retail, restaurants, gyms, and more. Unvaccinated New Yorkers would still have to wear masks.
Turning now to weather, we're dealing with some cool, cloudy, and windy conditions across San Diego County. Some areas even saw some drizzle today. ABC 10 News meteorologist Angelica Campos is joining us to tell us how long it'll last. Hi, Angelica.
Hi, Lindsay. Here in Oceanside, it was almost the entire morning and early part of the afternoon. It's definitely better now,
but there's still a chance for additional drizzle tonight and into tomorrow. A low pressure system moving across the region is the reason behind it. You can almost see a little bit of green still left over, but satellite and radar just kind of showing you way more than is actually falling. As we switch this over to our pinpoint Doppler live, you can actually see there's very little moisture, most of it in the upper levels of the atmosphere and not actually reaching the ground anymore. We have seen a little bit of improvement this afternoon, but again, the chance to see additional moisture and maybe a touch of drizzle could continue into tomorrow morning. We also have a wind advisory for the deserts. We'll show you what to expect day by day in our 7-day forecast.
Okay, thanks, Angelica. Another bluff failure has lifeguards reminding people to stay away from the cliffs as we head into summer. This one happened in Encinitas more than a week ago. ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco is there live. And Rachel, this happened not far from another deadly bluff collapse.
Hi, Lindsay. These are the stairs to Grandview Beach. And you can see there is a sign at the entrance cautioning people about the unstable cliffs. But some longtime residents say it is just not enough. It's a cool, cloudy day at Grandview Beach in Encinitas. Allison Ernest has lived near these bluffs her entire life. She knows the area well. Last week, this yellow tape got her attention.
I've never seen anything that was just a big, solid cube, big rock, a big boulder. So I was pretty shocked.
Even more shocking, she says, are the pictures she took of sunbathers Saturday sitting dangerously close to the section of bluff that failed.
Especially if you're visiting and you're tourist, you really don't see the signs. And I don't think, we all know what happened to the Davis family.
The Davis family suffered unimaginable tragedy nearly 2 years ago when the bluff collapsed, killing a mother and daughter and the mom's sister. It happened just a few hundred yards north on the other side of the Grandview Steps.
It is both horrifying and predictable.
Bibi Fell is representing the Davis family in a lawsuit against the city of Encinitas, the state, and a local HOA.
This is just further evidence that there is a real problem that needs to be dealt with, or we're going to lose more human life.
Lifeguards say there are 120 signs in Encinitas warning people to stay away from the cliffs. They can only put the signs up where the tide won't affect them.
We have a ever-evolving tidal and surf conditions down here, and it's all the way up against the bluff in some of these areas, and our sand fluctuates.
I just think more specific information and maybe different kinds of signs that catch people's attention, and then, sit at your own risk.
We contacted the mayor's office about this recent bluff failure. We did not hear back. The Davis lawsuit is expected to be heard sometime next year. Reporting live in Encinitas, Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Rachel. The Justice Department has recovered the majority of Colonial Pipeline's multi-million-dollar ransom payment. The nation's largest fuel pipeline was forced to shut down operations last month after being hit with a cyber attack by DarkSide, a Russia-based hacker group. A specialized ransomware task force created by the Biden administration helped recover the cryptocurrency. Today, the Supreme Court ruled the government can block migrants who enter the country illegally from seeking green cards. The decision does not impact immigrants with temporary protection status who entered legally. Currently, there are about 400,000 people in the U.S. who are under TPS. The designation applies to people who come from countries ravaged by war or natural disasters. It protects them from deportation and allows them to work legally in the U.S.